Hello, everyone, and welcome back to How to Train Your Peasants. Huzzah! Today, we'll be teaching our peasants how to die in the service of their lord. Of course, that's me. So we're playing Manor Lords, and we'll get back into it. Right, when last we left off, our city of Bonneville had been doing pretty well. Everything's progressing. We have new people moving in, but we do have a problem. In 360-ish days, a huge bandit army will be attacking us. I have to whip these men into shape, in the hopes of defeating them. We'll see if that happens. So, we'll hit play and see if we can make it. You may notice today I do not have glasses on. A helmet will scratch the snot out of them. So, as a byproduct of that, I can't see anything. But we will do what we can. All right, there. And if you guys have any questions about Manor Lords, do please pop them in the chat. We'll be talking about the recent press releases for the game, its upcoming release in 2 days on Xbox Game Pass and on things around the world, and go from there. All right, let's see where our economy is falling apart, because I suspect it's falling apart somewhere. Let's see. Everyone's moving. We have a marketplace. We have a clothing stall. We have firewood. We have food. Raise the banners, muster the troop. Not yet, but another ruler's army was sighted. Mercenary camps available. Bandit camp was sighted. Oh, no. That, on the other hand, is a problem. And I clicked it here. Where'd it go? Bandit camp. Bandit camp. Bandit camp. Yep, we'll have to take care of those guys, because otherwise they'll keep stealing our supplies, and that is going to be no good. All right. The next city up, so let's muster the troops. Unfortunately, when we muster our troops, our entire economy goes to crap. It's going to be early access on when it releases on the 26th. The idea is, this is one person that's been working on this for 7 years now, literally, one dude, and it's being published by Hooded Horse. And so by saying it's early access, they're recognizing the fact that, hey, look, you're all going to be playing it and you're going to have opinions, and there's only so many things he can put in before he kind of gets there. So it's a way of saying, we're going to keep working on it. He's going to keep making it better. He's going to keep improving it and adding things. And so that's what they're doing with it. A couple things I'd like to see. Cavalry. No cavalry in the game currently. Horses are tough, so I cannot really blame them. All right, we only have 13 of 36, and our equipment is missing. Let's see. Attack, shields. That's probably not enough people to... Can I resupply them? Rally. Nope, they're all red. I just had to call them out. Look at the sheep! Yes, I have lots of the sheepies. The sheeple. Unfortunately, I think the only thing they're good for in this game is wool, which can be made into gambesons, which I'm quite excited for. That's why I was trying to... I got some sheep specifically so I can use this burgage plot to then make a bunch of armor for them, but the issue is that we have to get to that point, and we have not done so yet, because I don't think you can turn sheep into food in this game currently. Like, obviously, they're mutton, so we need 5 boards, so you got to reopen the sawmill, but to reopen the sawmill, we have to have more people. It's a constant struggle to keep peasants working in this game, or actually to have enough peasants to actually be able to do things. I don't think I've actually built a saw pit as part of it, so let's go ahead and build ourselves a saw pit. I think I bought my planks previously, and that's how I got away with that. So we'll just stick it right there. Boom. Got a saw pit going to be constructed, and we get some planks, and then we can actually build some armor for our guys here, because that is going to be a problem otherwise, I suspect. All right, so go back in, look it around. Let's see. Right, hit play again. We're going to have to let the bandits do, because it's springtime right now. It's April. I mean, everybody's already busy. Can't find a storehouse for excess storage. Burgage plot level 1. Can't find a storehouse for excess weapons storage. Okay. Is my storehouse full? Well, that's a storehouse right there, boys. So, do I not have anyone assigned to it, though? No, someone's assigned to it, but they own a market stall. Timberborn, enough workers and beavers. Man, I have 2 beavers that live in my backyard, and they are incredibly industrious and have cleared literally ½ acre in a year and a half of trees. Scary industrious beavers. These peasants are not beavers. They are mildly useful in comparison. All right. Total population 27, low population growth, but we have neutral approval. Currently, everything is going pretty well. As long as it is above 50, we'll keep having people move in. Have people moved into the 2 houses we built for them? Because I built 2 extra houses to kind of get them ready. Yes, looks like some people live here now. Oh, yes, look at them. Hey, look, we live here now. They have a house. They're so happy. We still have 1 free house, though. That's no good. All right, I also built an iron pit up here with the intention of building weapons. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to run into it in time here. We may end up having to buy mercenaries just to actually make that work. All right, form a militia. We still have 13 spear guys, so we'll go ahead and reform that militia. Now it's up to 18 people possible. And we can do that whenever there. Where's the exclamation point? Equipment missing. Yes, so we have more people than we do things anymore. That's one of those things. We can trade for more weapons. How much is it to hire a mercenary at this point? 90 treasury or 50 treasury. And we currently have 295 regional wealth. So when we get close to our people arriving, they're currently at 309, we can definitely call in some mercenaries. Can you get nobles? So you are the noble. You are this gentleman with the fancy mustache up here. Love it. And you can click on him, and now you're a noble. Look at him go. You can get household troops. I think that's what you're referring to right here. So you can be a bodyguard, get a bodyguard unit, that kind of thing, but that's pretty later on. I do hope that one of the things they add a little bit later on is when you select a portrait, the person on the ground looks a bit more like the portrait, because I want that dude with his absolutely gorgeous mustache in my life. Alrighty. And here we go. So to do that, and that's one of the things I want to build towards, you go to the administration, and you have to build a manor. After all, this is MANOR LORDS. It is also, it says, yeah, the starting retinue will join you in your palace for free. So that starting retinue right there is what I was talking about with the bodyguard. My understanding is this is also one of the few defensive structures you can build. So we want to get into that one as soon as possible. Needs 20 planks, 5 beams, and 15 stone. We have a stone area right here, so we're going to need to do that sooner rather than later, ideally. Okay, let's see. Is anyone working? Nope, you guys are building it. That's good, and I think we should have people up here doing our foraging because it's spring. Good. Hunting. How's our hunting looking? Wild animals are down to 7, so we got to let them repopulate the way animals do. I don't think they have that in this game for animations. We can check. Let's see. There's some lovely red and roe deer. Yep, here we are. Here's some red deer. That is a stag. That is a stag. Uh-oh. I could be seeing the problem here. Let's see. Stag. Stag. Oh, man. That could be a problem later on. Is this game taxing on a nice PC, or do you think older PCs will run it fine? So one of the main advantages of this game I've found so far is it has NVIDIA DLSS built in, and at least on my rig, that is tremendously useful. So I'm actually going to put on performance right now because I'm kind of stuttering because I'm streaming at the same time while playing it in 2K. Like, I've been able to play this game in 4K. No issues at all with the NVIDIA DLSS. It's very well implemented, especially for what's being launched as an early access game, really the first time people put hands on it. I mean, far and away better than I would have expected. So, I mean, if you have a PC from the last 4 or 5 years and you're playing in 1080p, it should be fine. I mean, anything from a 2060 card onwards, probably. I don't know if they've released the full specs, but that's about where my gut says it's going to land. Now, for context, I'm running a 3070 NVIDIA card with an i9 because I have to edit all the time. So the processing is never an issue. It's the graphics that always kind of get me, and you'll notice, I mean, everything's pretty cranked up here, and it looks just gorgeous. Doe deer coming in a later update. Only dude deer for now. Whew. Good to hear. Love these thatched huts right here. So getting thatching right in a game is one of those kind of funny things. Like, if you ever see a thatch house, like so often in games, it's like people just pile straw on a house. But here you'll notice, I mean, it's layered on layered on layered. And they even weave it in, which is it's such a lovely detail to have done that. Like thatching and thatch weaving, it's its own independent specialty that people still practice this day. And even though you'd think that'd be really super easy to catch on fire, because it's so densely packed, it's actually flame retardant. So, I mean, it just smolders and goes out before the whole roof goes up. Now, having said that, if it does catch, the house is going to burn down. But that's just one of those materials that is far more resistant than you'd think. And, oh, I love that. So instead of having a separate chimney in the middle, right, where the smoke would go in the middle, leaving the eave open like that, the smoke goes to the top because it rises and it sort of drifts out both sides. Because if you have a giant hole in the middle of your house for a chimney, everything gets soggy and wet in the middle of your house. I was reading something about dirt floors this last week. I don't remember why. It was about like the creation of dirt floors. Yes, shepherdess. Haha, you are herding. Why is that sheep outside of the enclosure? Did he break out? No, you just... Beatrix, why are you taking my sheep out of the pen? I find this suspicious, Beatrix. This is not a game about a Welshman, is it? No? All right, well, hopefully you keep the sheep back in the paddock then. Nothing against the Welsh. That's just the old standard joke. Also the Scots. Anyone who's never done anything with sheep will know that they are just as worthless in real life as they are in video games. Horrifying to work with. Shepherd's wife, eh? Yeah, old Chaucer and his Canterbury Tales. The man knew his bawdy jokes. Some of my favorite ones, you know, one of the classic works of English literature. And one of the stories is based around a dude sticking his butt out the window while he's cuckolding a dude, and has the man kiss his own butt and then fart in his face while he sticks his butt out the window. Because this isn't late at night, and he thinks it's funny because the guy can't see him. Yep, classic of English literature. Truly, fart jokes, oldest known to man. Alrighty, so we're moving along. Our saw pit should be good now. Good things. We can assign someone to the saw pit. Nice. How many people? How many families? Burgage plots. Assigned. One unassigned. Yes. Chaucer knows our deepest desires. He does. The miller's wife. Ha! Good man, Chaucer. All right. Burgage plots level 2 or higher. So we're trying to get to that next level, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to get to it. We're going to hit fast forward a little here, because that's the thing. Is like, you know, you're so often you're waiting for stuff to get built and made in this game, and it's like, oh, man. All right, I want to upgrade this to a constructed backyard extension, and then I want to do the tailor's workshop, which we still need 5 boards for. Okay, so boards for, man, it's one of those things. Occasionally the accent comes through. Not sure y'all can tell. I've been watching Fallout the last couple of days, and Walter Goggins is actually born about 5 minutes from my house. I went to high school with several people I know. And so it's just funny to hear him kind of playing up that accent. But unfortunately, because of that, it's in my ear right now. And it's coming through on certain things, that sort of Western, Eastern accent at the same time. Instead, listen to Matt Berry at the same time. Huzzah! All right. Go to Wooden Church. By the way, when you get this game, if you want an easy achievement, click the bell. I like that one. And you actually get an achievement called For Whom the Bell Tolls. Which is rather cheeky, and I like that. Anything that's just clever fun. I mean, that's really what this game feels like. It's definitely someone thought about how they wanted to make a medieval simulation game and put it together in the most logical way they could think of at the time. You know, it's not all perfect and everything, but generally it works in a way that's like, wow. It's sort of surprising to see something come out the gate that works. Darndest thing, right? All right. We got not enough food, but plenty of fuel. We got a lot of pasture space, which is good. 4 sheep, 2 lambs. They are multiplying. That's the one skill we did pick up, so that our sheep multiply like sheep do, you know, like sheep do. And public order, lack of administrative buildings. Right, so they want us to get to the point that we are building a manor, and we're going to oblige them because we need a mine. And to do that, we need a stonecutter's camp, and you put it, not enough goods. Understanding is you put it near it, and then it'll kind of go from there. We don't want to... Yeah, you can't build, though. You can't pre-seed in this game. Like, we know we need 2 logs, but we don't have 2 logs because I don't think we have anyone on logging duty. We do not. Right, but we have plenty of fuel, it says, right? Yep. No, we're low on fuel, too. That's the tannery. That's the woodcutter's lodge. You know, we're going to just pull you off that for right now. And, you know, I'm sure nothing bad will happen later on. We won't all, like, freeze to death during the winter because no one made firewood. But, you know, it's certainly possible there. All right, so we've got our saw pit. We don't need someone in the saw pit yet because we don't have any logs. Let's put 2 people on logs. And then what we can do, we have more people to assign. Nice. And then tannery only works if we have animal hide coming in, which we currently don't. We got a well, we got the sheeples, wooden church, and they're just naturally growing food as a passive rate, which is very nice. So soon enough, though, we're going to assign you guys to doing this, but we got to get there. How's the village? We have 281 days until total annihilation from a bandit army arriving. But that's all right. Generic storage is full. All right. So your storage is full, right? We have a bandit army coming in. We have to put our peasants into... Our storage is full. How many can you hold? 1. Okay, well then, like, you're a saw pit. What do you think you do with that log when you get one? Darndest thing, right? All right, pantry is full in the forger's hut. Now that, on the other hand, is a problem. So, storehouse and granary. Right, so we need to assign someone here to move more things there. Right, because we got a lot of berries coming in. We got to have someone actually set to that. So I'll pull him off there. Constant people balancing. Filthy bandits indeed. I have filthy bandit problem right now. There's a filthy bandit just outside of my reach right over here. But unfortunately, these filthy bandits, can't really get to them at the moment because, yeah, I kind of need my troops, and it's in the spring. And your troops aren't troops. They're just your people right now, unless I hire a mercenary army, which I could do, but meh, I don't want to. I don't want to spend the money, I'll be honest. I'm cheap. I'm a miser in real life, and I'm a miser here as well, although I do have a fun prop to bring out in about... when our first battle begins here pretty shortly in about 20 minutes or so. Today's stream's going to last about an hour and a half, so it started at 10, into about 11:30. It's a pretty hard cut off because if I don't pick up my child, people get upset about that, just like in real life. Interesting note, there are no children in Manor Lords, just like there's no elderly people either. And the idea being that it's really hard to simulate what they do and add to a culture and community. And especially children, even though clearly they'd be working during this era, due to a lack of labor laws, and also, you know, peasants, like they can till a field. I mean, you know, they can watch sheep. I mean, come on. I mean, you got over the age of 4. I think you can figure it out. But there's no children here currently, just because, you know, what do you do with them? All right, new mercenary companies available. All right, I want to see again how the mercenary companies work. Like, how long is this for? Paid up front and for each month of service. Whoa, those guys will bankrupt you. So yeah, we're not gonna get them until we need them. Unpaid interns, historically accurate. Yes, they used to call it serfdom, yeah. So it's an entire economy based around you owe me blank. Aren't you lucky to be here? Which, you know, when everything is much more subsistence based, you know, it's like, really, what does this guy need a coin for? What he needs is a chicken, right? So that's where the trading, bartering economy came in. And even then, it's not that it was completely coin-free. They would use what's called hack silver. So you would, you know, chop up a vase or something, and that weight of silver is the equivalent of a coin. Which, I mean, that's what coins really represent, is an X weight of gold or silver. Even today, we're technically still on the gold system in the United States. I mean, we're not, but our coins are equivalent to X amount of gold sort of stuff. We went away from that a while ago. Obviously, our coins are not actually gold anymore. Copper with like a shiny alloy. How does building level work? Okay, so the only buildings that really upgrade are the main people buildings, right? So your houses. You can have a basic house, right? This is a basic house right here. It's a burgage plot. Just peasants live there, right? You can do really basic stuff like eat and farm and all that kind of fun stuff. Let's get some eggs. That sounds nice. I don't know what eggs are used for, but well, that's cool, man. Now we have a supply of eggs. That'll be fun. Yeah, so what this is used for is, that's like basic stuff. So level 2 is going to be your cottage industries, right? So like right here, I'm getting ready to make this tailor's workshop so people can start making clothes, cloaks, and gambesons, and converts all inhabitants to artisans. And then there's a third level past that where you get like into mercantile stuff. Now, I haven't managed to unlock the third one yet, so let's see if we can see it here. So yeah, upgrade to level 3. So that starts generating more wealth. But this is sort of like going to be like your bourgeois. It's definitely like tiers of society. Most of your stuff is just going to be, you know, peasants living in places. Ooh, we got people in all our cottages now. So you know what we need? More cottages. It's funny. It's called Manor Lords, but I spend most of my time just making peasant housing. You know, because people need a place to live. All right, Burgage plot. Burgage plot. Burgage plot. What does this do? Does this give me 2? Yes, it will. Boom, build them. Burgage plot. All right. Feels like a waste of space. I feel like I could have gotten 2 right there. But, you know, you want to give them those deep backyards so they can actually do stuff with them is the idea. Unassigned families needed for construction. Construction finished on the tailor's workshop. Well, guess what? He's unassigned again then, so he can go take care of that. Artisan workshops can sometimes produce multiple types of goods. Just like what good is being produced, check the General tab in the building panel. Useful tooltip. General. You're currently making gambesons. Yes! So gambesons is a type of padded armor. And anyone watching this is like, padded armor? That's lame. That's a cloth armor. Padded armor has been around for a very long time. The Greeks used something called alinothrax, which was just layers of linen kind of smushed together with glue. It works all like Kevlar. So it's definitely one of those things that a gambeson is similar technology. It's padded. It's almost like an inflatable mattress, except stuffed with socks. And the idea is that enough of that stuff trying to cut through it. I mean, it'll stop a sword. It's sort of weak to piercing damage, you know, trying to go through, especially in the cracks. But a sword or a slash or something, very effective against. All right. Did they ever send you the full metal hound? Travel chess! Don't ruin it for everyone. I'm trying to save it for the battle. And yes, I did get a helmet, and I'm super excited about it. And for reasons I'm going to get into in a minute. Basically, I have had a hound skull helmet sitting on my desk for 15 years. Every day I was teaching, I had this hound skull helmet. People come and play with it. And I am 90% sure that's what's in this box. I haven't opened the box. There's a lovely package sitting right here from Manor Lords. Actually, from Hooded Horse. And when I say things like from Hooded Horse, I don't mean like from the mega conglomeration Hooded Horse. I mean from the 10 people that are the company that is Hooded Horse, which are the publisher of a game made by one person. And fun fact, Hooded Horse was created by the people that made Viking Conquest, the mod for Mountain Blade that got made a full DLC. That's the same people. So they have always had an eye towards historical strategy games, and I love that. I also just know several people that work at the company now, which is also very cool. You know, it's nice to see people that you like making things you like, and like you want to support it, right? So, I mean, I'm excited to get on here and play this and like be like, dude, look at what they made. Isn't that cool? Right? I mean, this is Epic Game Engine. I mean, a strategy game with Epic Game Engine with absolutely gorgeous models in mud and rain and deforming terrain. It's stunning. You know, I mean, I think it's so funny because while the early access stuff has been going on, unassigned family needed. Oh, come on, man. Like, I don't want to unassign anyone. Everyone's. I wish that is a bug. I feel the generic storage full. It's like, yeah, it's a log. They have to cut the log. It's not full. It's, you know, kind of there, but not. So I do wish that I didn't get that notification every time a log was ready to be cut in the saw pit. But again, that's what early access is, right? I mean, it's one of those things like it makes sense, but it sort of doesn't at the same time. So that's, you know, by doing that for, you know, a year, they can sort of get all the stuff together, things like that. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, so I actually taught myself how to sew so I could make a short film that's on my channel. If you go back to the very first thing ever posted on this channel, it's called Fjordmen, right? And I had to learn how to sew to make historically accurate outfits, right? Because I couldn't afford to buy actual tunics made from the year around the 1050s. So I don't know how to sew. And so I actually made myself a monk's outfit out of felted wool that I wear for Halloween now, and I just keep it in my closet. So if you look, this is a Leary peep. Let's let this run for a second. And so you got the Leary peep right here with the traditional monk's hood and all that. But this helmet, thankfully, has a little bit of padding on the inside, so I don't need to wear it. I actually was considering buying a padded cap for the helmets in case I had to wear them for an extended period. But I'll be honest, I get hot really easy, and the last time I wore this while recording for an hour and a half, I was like, I'm dying, man. I was just like sweating up a storm. But it's really interesting, the actual design of these helmets and how they, even this little neck strap right here, which I'm fiddling with in the background, not talking about, does a good job of sort of keeping it on your head. So when you move, it doesn't fight against you, right? So it doesn't weigh as much. Shockingly, when people made this stuff, it was made for comfort and wearability because they're going to be wearing it for hours on end, just like modern military equipment is designed for those purposes, right? Oh, come on, man. Like, all right, I don't want to, who am I going to unassign? What are we up to? We got food for 25 months, right? It looks like my forager hut's about to lose a guy, right? So you're off of that. Who do we got? Woodcutter's Lodge. So he has a stall set up. I really don't want to stop the stall thing because the stall means they're selling stuff in the marketplace. They've established presence right there. And if you take them off of it, they're going to have to do something else in the meantime, which is no good. So what's the advanced right here? Permanent livestock. Ooh, I should get more livestock. I should get more oxen, because oxen are how you move stuff around the map. So let's get ourselves another ox. Currently we have 1 ox. Desired surplus of 2 ox. Let's get 3 ox. Can we do that? 3 ox? Well, wait, hold on. We have an ox already at the hitching post not doing anything. And we don't need an extra ox. 2 ox. No good. All right. So, trying to get everything moving here. All right. Need somebody free, and I don't know who to free up. Let me see where everyone's assigned to currently. Focus on the job task to them. Do I have a hunter still? Hunting camp is empty. Do I have someone mining at the mining pit? Nope, that's empty. So where's everyone assigned? It's only 10 families. That's the thing. It's like, it's like, oh, you have an infinite number of people to be doing things. But it's like if they're working the market stall at the same time, it can cause serious issues. All right, the weaver's shop currently has yarn and wool. So that's being made. And how about here? Like, are we making gambesons yet? Have we actually made any gambesons? I don't even tell. Nope, 0 of 2 that have actually been made. It's funny, right? You're like, So eventually they'll get made and they'll go into storage, right? The storehouse. But it's not there. Huh. You know what? Let's focus on surviving this first. What happened to the mustache? Good question. It is really getting hot here, and I am coaching a soccer team, a Pee Wee soccer team, and I was out there like sweating through my mustache, and I was like all droopy and sad, and I was like, I'll grow it right back. So I tend to like grow it back every 6 months. I just got to give it a break. Get the old lip, let it come back in full and beautiful. Unassigned families needed, right? So I should have 1 unassigned family now. Good, yes I do. It says 1 unassigned family, but it'll come back very shortly here. The other one was I was putting on the helmet and it started catching the edge of the helmet, and when it gets caught on stuff, especially costumes, you're like, ah, and it feels like someone's ripping out your face. But thankfully it grows back really quick. I have this problem where I'm exceedingly hairy, and so things like mustaches, easy peasy. All right, we got people coming in now. Nice. So this should be more family spaces. Nice. Oh, dude, someone immediately moved in. Okay, so apparently the thing holding us back was a lack of housing. All right, so that's good to know. I need to keep building housing, basically. Do we have enough to start the stone pit to make our administrative building? Because we're going to need that. 209 days. Ah! They're coming for us. Mining pit. Nope. Stone cutters camp. How do I... What? It costs two logs. Where are my logs? Where do my logs go? Like, okay. They just made them, using them to make houses. Duh. Blah. Where'd all my logs go? I should build houses. Surprisingly, these two things are related. Okay. 80% now, man. People are happy. We got lots of clothing. We got lots of market food variety. Should have people moving in like at breakneck speed. People battering down the doors to join Bonneville. Different game modes are just the one. So currently there's a domination mode and a conquest mode. So one's like you have to take over everything. One's like you have to fight certain people. There's only one map currently as well. Because again, early access, right? You know, it's their first kind of version of it. He wants to make sure everything's sort of in place before he moves around. But it does randomize your starting position on the map, and then what resources you will start with are also randomized. So it's not like you're playing the same thing every time. But sort of what your ultimate objective is can change. All right. Man, I really want those 2 boards. Where are my 2 boards at? Boards. Nope, no timber still. August. How are my supplies looking? Not enough fuel. Man, I really... So, like, are you just selling your stuff in the marketplace right now? Dude, you're, like, not actually going out and cutting things? Like, come on, man. At least the bandits were here and they were coming. It's a quest mission. Night Watchman. Wow. Okay, so funnily enough, that is a point of contention with the developer. So if you join the Discord or join his stuff for a number of years, that's one of the things about being a one-person team. You're making choices, right? So right now, this road is dirt, right? It's representing roughly 1400s Poland, Germany, that sort of area, Holy Roman Empire. And someone asked, hey, can you upgrade to stone? His response, no. Because that's not really a thing at the time. Paved roads are not really something that happens until later. It's still very much crummy roads. And everyone's like, well, why not? And so it's sort of that pushback you run into a little bit there of expectations for a game versus historical accuracy. And so Night Watchmen are one of those things. So yes, there's a bandit camp. And I can technically summon my militia right now to go over there and fight the bandits. And that is how they would have handled it historically, right? That's the hue and cry, right? The Shire Reeve, the sheriff, if you're American, comes in. This is basically our Shire Reeve right here, who works for a king, right? He's the local representative for the king in the area, collecting taxes to give it all back to the king. Because you're not a king here, you're just a petty nobleman. He does the hue and the cry, and he summons the local, in England it's called the Fyrd, but everybody else has sort of their own version of this, and that's the early kind of Saxon version. But you take them, and then you would get your local men, and you go hunt down whatever the problem was. And at the end, they disperse. I mean, there's not really a dedicated policing force. So technically the Shire Reeve is the dedicated police, right? So when we get household troops, they would also do that same purpose. But here, he's having them just act as a type of sort of like a dedicated bodyguard, as opposed to their other duties, which would have been tax collection and things like that, right? So it's one of those where, so having a dedicated night watch building doesn't exist until, I don't know. I think there's an argument for it because Paris had one. Paris had their own version of a night watch, right? So it's people that, like by the Shire Reeve and his household, who would be responsible for patrolling the city. So there's an argument for it. It's just maybe not Poland in the 1350s, 1400, but the idea of public policing does exist, but obviously not on something at this scale. I mean, this is just like the 30 dudes in houses, man. You're not going to have a dedicated cop that walks around harassing everybody every day for, oh yeah, moving along here, boys, nothing to see. Like, I don't know why the cop's Irish. Just every cop is Irish in my head. Yeah, so no standing armies, not really professional armies then. Yeah, and that's very true up until, honestly, in the 1400s, 1350s, 1400s, starts to change, right? So you have these people who are part-time. You summon the people. They have a dedicated service, and they go forward. Now, I don't want to make it clear, though. The idea of a professional army is someone who only does it all the time for pay. Right, that's all they do, sort of like a Roman army or later like modern stuff. And that's not quite accurate here because, I mean, they knew they were going to do it. It's not like you just pick a random guy off the street and shove a spear in his hand. Like they have, it's much more like the U.S. National Guard, I guess is the best way to describe it for anyone that's American, again. Basically, once a month, they would drill on the lawn. They'd do their practicing duties every Saturday. And so they were sort of the town representative that they knew would then go to fight. And it wouldn't actually be the entire male population of a town. At least, like I said, in Saxon England, which is true up until 1100s or so, it's 1 for every 5. So for every 5 households, you would have 1 person that was elected to go. Right, so you're not going to decimate your population by draining it of everyone. It's like a dude who was equipped by the town. He had a gambeson, he had a helmet, he had a spear, and would be asked to go fight for them. So, he was given a stipend for it. Is that professional? But he's definitely trained. All right, I've talked a lot right there. Entire village held accountable for crimes. Yeah, it's it's kind of funny what you're saying right there. It's a very similar policy to in Asian societies where the town was responsible for the crime, and if the town did not punish the crime, they could be punished for it, right? So, like, if they felt a member of their population had done something, like if Hans here, Hans, if Hans had, stolen a sheep from this person, normally he'd have to pay a fine for the sheep or something like that. But if he refused to pay the fine, then he'd be outlawed, right? Which means you're kicked out of the village, buddy. Go to live somewhere else. Which doesn't sound like a big deal until, everybody in your town, there's only 30 people in your town. You know everybody. So if he goes try to wander into another village the next town over, everyone's like, we don't know you. You're probably an outlaw. You can get lost. And so it's kind of a death sentence almost if you get outlawed, unless they could kind of work their good graces back in. So it's that same sort of thing. Instead of having to punish it, because, they're not going to have to jail and feed this guy for 5 years, they either brand him, cut off a hand, or kick his butt out, because this is not a society with enough excess goods that they can actually make that work for long-term imprisonment. Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga shows how they just trample over towns like Bonneville. Yeah, the thing is, Vinland Saga, any kind of Viking ship rowing up, which, there's no rivers in this game. That's one of those things you'd like to see, like, raiding parties and stuff like that. Any kind of, and that's what a Viking army is. It's a boat, typically. An army is considered one boat, at least in the era of Alfred the Great in the 800s. A ship of 30 guys counts as an army. So 30 dudes, heavily armed, with swords and axes, who do this on a daily basis, pop out over here and run into the town. Not a lot going to be able to stop them here. But here's the counterpoint to that. A lot of Vikings aren't going to attack a tiny-ass little town like this. The only things that they can really get out of it, they're not going to get any gold, so they're either going to get food supply, but even then, you can only get food supply at certain times of the year. Like, you can't come in the dead of winter and expect to find, excess food. So typically these are slaving expeditions, and people kind of gloss over that fact with the Vikings, but a lot of times they're rolling in, clubbing people over the heads, putting them on a boat, and then shipping them off to other places where they know they can get profit off of them. And that was sort of the big threat of the Vikings. And from before them, tribes like the Irish were very known for that in the 450s. That's what kind of after the departure of the Romans from Britain, that's a major point. St. Patrick was a slave. He was living in Britain. The Irish came over, raided his town, just like the Vikings would later, beat him over the head, and he was stuck as being a shepherd in Ireland for 15 years, and then eventually broke free and became the St. Patrick we all know today. No, I didn't shave. My hair just all fell out at the exact same length. I said that to my 2-year-old. She was confused. My 5-year-old almost bought it. My 8-year-old just kind of rolled his eyes. He's at the eye-rolling stage. All right. Got food coming in. Work area is empty. Yes, I know. Why is my work area empty? What does this mean? Workers can't find anything to gather up in their work area for now. Oh, no. I've done the thing where I've actually gotten all the trees. Okay. All right. Let's... Limited work area... Clear work area. So what happened was I had to set the work area because they kept clearing forest, and they actually cleared it to the point that they started getting my berries. So I have to occasionally tell them where they can get trees from, because otherwise they'll just clear out all the forest, including the berries. And if they clear too far, they'll also take out our wild animals. So if you get the game, make sure to check for work areas, because it can be a big problem if you're not careful and accidentally just eat yourself out of house and home there. Who is this person? A person with no mustache. Actually, you know what? This is a good time. Raiders are near 184 days. Do we have any stupid gambesons yet, man? I want some gambesons so badly because we need any kind of armor to help ourselves out here. Nope. But we got the wool. That's good. I wonder if they have to be idle or something, or maybe they have to be assigned to their own house. Is that a thing people can do? Be assigned to their own house? Production. Resources needed. Linen. Linen! Requires linen. What? Okay. I did not expect it to require linen. I thought you could make a gambeson out of wool. Okay. Don't like that. Like, same thing. Cloaks. You have to have yarn and dye. Why? Can you not make an undyed cloak? lame. So all that effort to make something, I didn't find out until it's ready to be made that basically I can't make it. So, I mean, okay, whatever. Let's figure out how to make dyes so we can at least be making something, right? We can start making a profit somewhere, because that is incredibly lame. So again, early access, you run into stuff like that where it's like, hey, I have an opinion. Why don't I have any stupid logs? Oh, because my guys didn't have a place over here. Yeah, that's on me. Yep, never mind. Too interesting, uninteresting otherwise. So, and that's one of those things that goes into a game what we're talking about. Is it a game, or is it, replicating historical reality, right? So we talked a minute ago about, it doesn't have a police system because of XYZ, but it's like, cool, I want you to make a Gambison. No. Oh, BKB. So that kind of back and forth right there where, what are you going to do? Okay, still no fuel for 6 months. Okay, who is the problem here? So I think you guys require firewood, right? And then you guys, I just need beams for a minute. So I'm just going to put every available dude on beams, because apparently that's just going to keep being an issue, right? And it's that same kind of thing. Oh, man, people are actually moved in already. I am going to pull you back out because I want to build another house, because we keep needing more and more people. And this is going pretty well as far as that's concerned. But the problem is more people, more food, more requirements for all other stuff. And we are in September. Can you fortify the town? I believe so. That's why I'm trying to rush getting that administrative building, but I need to have the timber to do it. But that's your first kind of fortified building you get. And I definitely want that before the raiders get here, because I don't think I can beat them, I'll be honest. Linen is stronger than wool. I have never heard that before. I have had a lot of wool coats, and I've had a couple linen shirts. I have never mixed the two. I love my wool pea coat, though. That is my oldest coat. I've had that thing for 25 years, and it is a beast. I definitely think it's heavier, and you can actually just do multiple layers of padded wool. And I've seen jackets do that's basically moving blankets at that point tied together, which is another form of Gambison, surprisingly enough. At the continuation of your 1 hour, it is right. We're getting ready for our raiders. We have 179 seconds, minutes. It's just 179. It's sort of an arbitrary measure of time. I'm not really sure what it is. We have enough money that if necessary, we can kind of get some people out. Why do we have 45 planks? Let's stop with the plank building, folks. That's why I don't have any damn things. I got too many freaking planks. Oof, that was my own fault. I didn't realize, we didn't need 30 planks. All right, windmill. See, all these take... Okay, here we go. Weaver's Workshop, Tannery, have one of those. Dye Workshop. Okay, we can turn berries into dyes. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, we can do that. And it takes 2 logs. So we can just pop that right on there, and then we'll be good to go, because that is going to be one of those things that's going to keep coming up. Boom! Make some dyes, and now we can start making cloaks, because that is going to be a thing people can make. Cloak. Because, we have a really nice berry supply right there, so definitely want to take care of berries. Imagine UK being cold enough for such heavy coats. Then again, houses are a bit bitter now. I lived in the UK. That's when I bought the pea coat. Is that it's just 2 layers of really thick wool, which I can get it out of the closet. I mean, the thing weighs, gosh, 10 pounds. Stock's damaged by field. Oh no! The actual problem of farmers even today. If you're getting up your harvest, which these guys are doing, and it rains, ruins part of your harvest. That sucks. And it's just so funny because that still happens. Even today, people have to be very careful about when they get their crops up, because you basically have 24 hours to get all of it up and out. And it caught them. Man, that blew. But yeah, the problem I ran into was that I was cold and wet. Cold and wet during the winter. So, it didn't get below freezing. It was, 40. But it was moist all the time. And I actually found the wool worked really well, because it would sort of expand in the water and sort of create a nice protective layer on the outside. And I was like, it's almost like these things were made specifically for this, which they were, just like overcoats and stuff like that. So you sort of build the clothing you need for the task at hand, right? Not one jacket works for everything is sort of what I learned during that experience. At one point there, I've walked with it, and I've had like an entire layer of frost that sort of like formed on the outside, like a thin layer of ice. I have to like shake it off. Just left the watching hall, just hearing folks groan as all the olive fields are basically destroyed. Your longbook ruined. Yeah, farming is one of those things that is underappreciated. We've become so divorced from the process of getting our own food. This is a very odd recommendation. Clarkson's Farm on Amazon Prime is exceedingly good. It's Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear, but he decided to start a farm. Clearly, it's partly for television, but he won like the British Farmers of the Year award for advocacy because it does such a good job of talking about the plights facing modern farmers still in the UK today. You know, the problem of like getting your wheat up, knowing what to plant, when to harvest, how much you can get for it, how much it costs to start, you know, how much profit you can make. And yet all of this is theoretically going into making what you eat every day in the foodstuffs, and, you know, how little support they actually get. Like, this is a random question for the audience, anyone watching right now. How many people have ever killed an animal, like slaughtered it, butchered it, and then cooked it, right? All in the same day. Did it with a pig one time. Eye-opening, right? Like, you're aware as an abstract. My dad raised cows. You know, I grew up on a farm. My name is Cody. I'll give you a hint right here, folks. My family were cowboys. That name was not coincidental. They roped the horses and they did all that kind of fun stuff. But you know, I never really thought about where the cow actually came from. Generic storage is full. It's you again. I really wish I can like disable that message. Pin building. Because it's going to keep saying that. That's because, yeah, I know it's full. I don't want you to do anything. Dingbat. All right, well, okay, we're getting into the fall. I think we got 27 things. Good. Logging camp. We're pulling you two off that. You're doing good. Tannery. Okay, actually, I don't think we need logs right now. I can just make you stop doing logs for once. Nice, I don't need logs. Right, put you on that. And then, let's see, I want to build that stone cottage before I forget, and then do this right here. We'll have to put a little road over to it, I suspect. I don't want to accidentally get rid of our stone. We'll do our little roady doos. Yep, here we are here. Boop, and then we'll just boop right there, and then construct it automatically. And yeah, I mean, actually going through the process of slaughtering your own animal and then butchering it and then cooking it, it's like, oh, okay, this is where all the parts of the cow come from, right? And it's funny because, I mean, that's how a lot of people become vegetarians, when you actually know where the sauce comes from. As they say, you know, nobody wants to know the secret sauce, and when you do, you're like, uh-oh. So it's just kind of part of it right there. I need more beams, it said, because we need... No, we have our berry hut. We have our dyer's workshop. We're making dyes. Nice, which means we should be able to start producing cloaks pretty shortly. I'm so excited about the cloaks. Yep. Okay, everything we need. We got the yarn. He's getting the yarn. He's going to go back and get the dye. It's certainly a whole different outlook, or meat and wild animal gives you. Yeah, nice reason to drink the whole day. Yes, it is. Barbecue pig luau. Hey, you know the easiest way to de-hair a pig? Flamethrower. Just scorch it off. You wouldn't think it, but yeah. You know, the other way we tried was boiling and then, like, shaving it, because someone recommended that. Did not work. Do not try and shave a pig. Obviously, it was already passed away at this point. But, yeah. And it's interesting because, you know, there's clearly sheep in here. That's what I was saying. That's something I'd like to see added, is the ability when you get too many sheep to sort of turn them into mutton, right? I thought I was going to have a mutton resource available with these guys. But, you know, to expect to see some sort of hanging over here with the hanging side on it, where they, you know, cutting it and smokehousing it, or finding a way to store the meat. Because, you know, that's one of the advantages of meat is, you know, once you smoke it, it stores for a very long time. I mean, you know, veg and stuff like that, I mean, it starts to go bad even in underground cisterns after, you know, a certain amount of time. Oh gosh, can I make you take that back out of there so I don't have to keep listening to you talk about how we have 258 food? That should be pretty good. Food for 24 months, so we're good. Fuel for 8. It takes a double capacity through the winter. Winter lasts 3 months. We're good. All right, man, everyone's going to survive the winter. But they're not going to survive the raiders in 138. Okay. The thing, that constant balancing of where do you want your people, right? I think we're going to keep needing that, though. I don't want to really add a house, but I kind of do. Did I put that guy on doing iron? I think I did. I put him in iron. Yep. All right, put one guy on getting some iron, because we're going to need to eventually start making actual iron ingots from the bloomery, which can then be turned into weapons. So it's sort of a 1, 2, 3. Let's just focus on getting ourselves a manor house first, because I'll be honest, that's my thing I'm concerned about the most. 1220 made up land village builder, then a dash of battle. Okay, it's not 1220. It's a bit later. You can sort of tell from the costuming, especially the velvet and you know, the sort of layout of the outfits. So that one's definitely sort of 1220. But this guy, all peasants are pretty 1220. I'll give you that one. But if you click your lord, that foppish dandy with that particular hat right there, that's getting in the 1300s. You know, especially the velvet and the sort of what they call the dagged danglies at the end right there. That fashioning, with the absurdly long shoes. That's, you know, high fashion of the late 1300s. Well, mid 1300s. You know, when you start getting into stuff right there. But so, and especially when you see the armor on people in a minute, like 1220 is going to be still chainmail, kind of chainmail transitioning into early additional plate. And you can see through the armor that it's right. So you have your salets, you have your bassinets, right, lots of bassinets, and then lots of these acatons and like overcoats and things like that. So it's like getting into the mid to late 1300s so far. And the farther you go in the game, the more you advance your stuff. Like you can do like approaching full plate, I believe. Lakes or swamp or iron, or does the game have it like Age of Empires does stone? So it has iron specifically. Like iron is a resource, stone is a resource. There are no lakes you can fish in. There's no fishing currently. Rivers are just a barrier, right? You know, they don't really do anything other than provide a barrier. There's nothing you can build in. There's no fisheries. You can't do any fishing weirs. But again, early access, and which actually brings up a good point I want to talk about. So it's funny, they've had to release 2 different press releases during the early access period. One of them, I'm calling your group crazy geese. Dude, I have geese in the backyard. Geese are crazy. Freaking, you gotta watch those suckers. They'll peck you to death if you give them a half a chance. Also have this hawk that hunts off my porch. He like lands on the porch and he'll sit there and like take off and snatch something out of the yard. I love watching that. Like I totally get why people did falconry in the Middle Ages. Like watching a hawk take off and get something is very cool. Bandit camp was sighted. All right, where's the new bandit camp? Whoa, that's a lot of bandits. Are they on my land? No, they're pretty far away. Yeah, far enough away, I'm not going to worry about them. Right. So, right. Getting stone. Do we have stone? How many stone have we gotten? Stone. We have 25 stone. All right, so we should have enough to do the thing we need to do now. All right, so pull one person off of that. Go over here. Click administration. Click manor house. Required settlement level, small village. All right, yeah. We're going to be our manor right here. Boom! Castle planner, add modules, walls and gates. Okay, so use this tool to lay out the castle walls. Gates are created automatically when a wall is over a road. Oh gosh, I may have placed it in entirely the wrong place in that case. If you ever like immediately regretted a choice. Outer tower provides 10 garrison space. Garrison units and villagers shoot projectiles at approaching enemies. That's going to be useful. Garrison tower increases maximum retinue size by 12, limited to 1 per region. And tax office, cosmetic only under rework. Fair. All right. Gates are created automatically. Every gate adds 1 timber for construction. I should have made my town more compact, is what I just gathered. I did not know I could build stuff. So you can edit the layout of the castle. All right, so we're going to start off by definitely giving it an outer tower. These go? How did these go? Hold to rotate. Bloop. There it goes. Does it have to like attach to the inside there? Is that how that works? Road access obstructed. Road access obstructed. No, so it has to be on the road. Okay. Kind of expect it to be attached to the manor, but you know, we'll take it. That's pretty cool. All right, and then garrison tower. Okay, we have our manor. Okay, commit to the construction costs so far. Commit the tax office. Walls and gates. Each one is 1 plank. So is it only like within its immediate area here? Too far from the modules. Okay, okay. I wonder if it's a case where like I should have built this further out to the reset. Can we? Okay, yeah. So I am not going to build that right in the middle of town because apparently that is going to lead to problems. I need to give myself a little bit of space to actually build where I need to. So we're going to build it right up here, and then that way we actually have a full kind of like area for our manor, because our manor is going to be important apparently. Too steep, too steep, too steep, too steep. Limit reached. Road access. What? Limit reached. Oh, did it not? I guess by exiting, it committed to it. Okay, that's fine. We'll make it work. Make it work. All right, I'm just not sure about the demolish. Oh, resources are refunded. Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah, not gonna play the you don't have enough resources game. All right, too steep. Boom. We'll do it right there, and we should have enough to kind of give ourselves a little bit of a wall. That's what I'm concerned about, is that the okay, right. So that's 10, and then we'll do another 10, and then we'll do some walls and gates, and then so wall and gate here. Oh yeah, look at those planks, all the planks. Oh, it automatically curves. That's the good stuff right there. Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. Bring it in. Nice. Okay. Good. Okay, we're going to commit that. And then we're going to build ourselves a little road all the way to the front right there. Nice. That's going to be a manor, man. That's a little fort and a half. I should have done it up on a hill so they get like more range on their bows or something. But it's okay. Right. How many people can you have? Good question. I don't know. I think there's not an upper limit. It's just basically how many can you keep kind of supporting. There's no cap so far. And eventually you can start expanding into other towns and areas. So like this area will get a town. This area will get a town. And that's when things really start taking off. So you're not just going to keep piling them into one small area here. Church bell. Upgrade to a small zone church. Right, okay, that's kind of fun. And that needs 20 somethings. It's like 20 copper, 20 ingots. Oh, 20 somethings. Look that one up. All right, got our dyer's workshop. Some people hanging out there. We got 5 dyes. And then, are you making me cloaks finally? Yes, I have 3 cloaks. All right. Very cool. Linen. Where's the linen one? Linen takes what? Flax? Linen actually takes linen, doesn't it? It takes a certain plant. I remember that one. It's funny. I've never had to make my own linen cloth before, so it's not something I immediately know offhand how to make. Industries. So you want to make linen, right? So the weaver's workshop, wool to produce yarn, and flax to produce linen. All right, right. It was flax, right? So fallow next year is wheat, and then I have it set to barley, fallow, and then weaved into linen. Let's do some flax on our second year. So cycles through. So hopefully that will not destroy anything by doing that. We'll see. Definitely one of those things where you got to be careful not to overstress your field. So that's why they let them lie fallow. They called it the 3-year crop rotation system. So basically you would have it plant for 2 years and something else the next year after that. So hopefully by going through all 3, it's having different things put different stresses on the soil. I think that's not going to be the case, though. I think it has to lay fallow. But we'll find out in 2 years when we have a bad harvest, to be honest with you. Missing the heavy plow development, right? Do we have any things to do? Nope, we do not have development points. All right, so policies, production. The only way to get development points is to keep advancing our villages, okay? And we need to get 5 level 2 plots. How many? We should have plenty of like wooden stuff sitting around. I'll probably do that right now. Get some roosters. How are we looking? Construct a backyard. You get some extra hides coming in. Yeah, because we want the hides to do the other stuff. Because currently I kind of hunted our wild animals pretty heavily. So we don't have the tannery operational. I can turn the tannery back on. Now we have hides coming in, which would be nice. It's just sort of automating the industry right there, so you have other stuff coming in, which makes sense. I mean, making sure you have other stuff. Unassigned families needed for construction work. 125 seconds. All right. We have a moment because it's about to be super snowy. Someone's already building that. Somebody's over here. How much stone do we have? How much stone do we have? Stone. We have 16 stone. I think we're okay on stone for a minute, so I'll pull you guys off so you can build the other stuff. Right. It's constantly the people management aspect of it, right? You're like, man, move on to one thing. Man, move on to the other. All right. I want to swap over. I want to see what Hooded Horse sent because other people already know about this. So I got this big honking box, which you guys can see right here, full of straw and burlap and a thing. And I have not opened it because I think it's fun, right? And it came with a letter, and it said, hey, you've been chosen to govern a land in peril. And like I guess I know several of the people that do this. I actually know the guy that put this box together, which is kind of funny. I talked to him afterwards. But, so to get it open, first off, I have to get straw all over my house, which I find hilarious. But my initial thought was, oh, I'm just going to untie this. And then I tried to untie it when it came in. And this is what's called a hangman's knot. So it's wrapped around itself. So it provides a central extra stem for extra stability, making it a pain in the butt to actually get open. So I just got a knife, which is just hilarious to me. They used a hangman's knot to actually put it together. So whoever did that, you know you're not craft. And I think I'm right. I was so excited, though, because I felt it on the outside of the bag. That's why I brought that little thing out a minute ago. That's so cool. I've always wanted one of these. It's funny because, I was wearing the helmet on that first video I made and didn't know this was coming in. And then they sent one. I cut it again. I think someone had to sew this bag together. Gosh. Some dedication. And yep. It's a hound skull helm. That's so cool. And what I was showing people when they first tuned in is I've had one of these on my desk for 15 years. Every day I was teaching, I had a hound skull helmet on there. People come in, play with that, and talk about what a hound skull helmet is and the advantage. So it's a bassinet, which is the name for this thing right here, right? This bassinet. And the front piece is called a hound skull. And the idea is that it's shaped sort of like a hound's skull, like a dog's skull. That's the idea on it. And yeah, put it on. Kind of curious what it feels like. It has the same construction on the inside, and we can go from there. Let's not have it clamped down in our head, though. Right. I put on contacts because I suspected my glasses wouldn't fit in this, and I was right. My glasses cannot fit in this. I was correct. Right. It's interesting. You'd think you'd had a far narrower field of view than you really do, but yeah, actually not too bad, right? You get it in right there, it works pretty good. And if you want to issue orders to troops, huzzah! Right, just flip it back like that and you're good. But you do need to actually tighten it down all the way and all that. That's interesting. Yeah, so pretty tight right there. I want to loosen it up, give myself a little bit more support. That's all right. That's fun. Yeah, so the reason I specifically know this type of helmet, Henry V of England, got shot in the face. It's funny that so many injuries on the medieval battlefield are actually a result of people pulling up their helmets. They're like, oh, man, why are there so many face injuries? It's because you can't see anything at all. And so you, to actually do anything, to drink, to breathe, you, and you talk to a couple guys, do whatever you need to do, and it's like, all right, back at it, right? But in the meantime, you got that helmet wide open and kind of letting yourself just do whatever. I wonder what other options there were, but man, I love this thing. That's so cool. I'm glad to have one of these. Yeah. One weird thing, though, you hear your own voice echoing really loudly, so I don't think I'm going to be wearing that the whole time. Oh, gosh. Like padding. Yep. A woolen coif. I actually have a woolen coif right here. That's why I put the Leary Peep on. I do need it. I actually was going to get a padded coif, a padded gambeson cap, but I decided against it because it just gets so hot here. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, there it goes. Nice. And it's funny because you don't want it kind of rocking back and forward on your head because otherwise it clamps down like that. And so it's really useful to sort of put it on and then pull through and then now it's on. Nice. Fun. Can't see the unboxing. Sorry about that. Yeah, the box was just out of frame. It's just a giant box with a lot of straw in it. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Giant box with a lot of straw in it, which is now all over me and my floor, which I'll have to pick up later. All right, let's see. Everything's going well. See how our manor house is coming in nicely. No, what happened to my manor house? Guys, where's my manor house? All right. Oh, gosh. I can't see anything. Learn from Lindy Beige. Don't know if you know that guy. I know that guy. I do. And I have... It's funny. I agree with a lot of his points. I think he's especially good at getting a lot of platform stuff out there. And it's really interesting how much influence he has on the community as far as what's considered historically accurate now. And then obviously what people perceive as accurate. But I do think he goes a little far sometimes in like pushing an opinion as a fact. And he's pretty good about it, though. Generally, I agree with his stuff, but it's definitely one of those that I take the approach that there's only so much we can know, and eventually you have to say the words, "This is what I think," which doesn't come up a lot on YouTube. It's not one. It doesn't sell as well. I'll put it that way. But yeah, Lindy Beige, fun channel. Let's see. Oh man, we got so many little stalls coming in. I didn't think this was going to be. I'm glad I made an extra big market. I was like, oh, I'll never need that many stalls. Turns out I did. Who knew? Alrighty. All right, man. Oh, wait, like I think the detect has stopped working on my camera there. It's no longer doing the proper detecting. Let's see if I put the helmet back on, if it goes back to properly doing what it needs to do again here. Oh, there it goes. Huh, fun. Well, the problem was, I guess, is like there's so much helmet happening that it just it doesn't know what to do. It's funny. It wants you to look directly ahead, and that's all it's really good for. So like this sloped beak sort of look is useful because when arrow comes in, you don't want any flat surfaces. Give you as many curves as possible. But it does make it where it's about damn near impossible to play a video game, it turns out. But with the helmet up, it freaks it out because it's based on human forms. Huh. That's interesting. That it actually trips out the human algorithm recognition system for the AI. That's cool. I'm going to go back to my traditional Norman nasal helmet. This is my personal favorite. I've used this for a number of years. I love this thing. When you go on a crusade with that helmet, man, whew, not a good time to go to the Middle East, let's be honest. We're going to pause on a crusades right now. Woof. I would love to do more historical videos and stuff like that. I love videos I love games like this coming out and the opportunity to talk about what's going on in these worlds because there's so much detail happening in them. I mentioned this in the previous game, just like this breed of sheep that's not super specialized yet with its long, jagged tail and stuff. I mean, there's just so much love's going into, what crops look like, what crops are available, the fact that there's an outhouse at the edge of the farm, and they use the poop to fertilize the fields. Like, it's, just the love of somebody creating something and doing the research and trying to come up with an opinion on what they think should go in, right? We don't agree with 110% of it, but that's fine. I mean, it's still a recreation that wouldn't exist otherwise, even if it, can't be a perfect recreation in the past. I was telling somebody earlier this week, two different people could go back in time and watch the same event, and they'd have two different interpretations of what happened. I mean, hell, you go out today and have two people watch something, and that same thing will happen. So the idea that there's one version of history, the true one, unfortunately doesn't even hold up in a modern court of law. Alrighty. Come on, we're up to November. The snow is about to start falling. Unassigned family still needed for construction work. Okay, need to pull somebody back off, I guess, of something. I got two people in the woodcutters camp still. You guys just can't get ahead, man. Do I need to... Where do I have you gathering right now? Is there any reason you can't gather this stuff right here? Like, it's a little brackeny thing, so you should be able to chop those down, right? Right, just like go right here and chop them down. Let's see if you guys can do that. You can actually follow the people, which I really love. You can just be like, hey, and then follow them around for the day. Hey, dudes, where are you going? I just assigned you a new work area, and where are you going? Actually, really am curious where they are going. I think they're going home for the evening. Yeah, there he goes. Look, he's back at his house. He's going home for a little nooner, huh? Just hanging out. Okay, you know what? That's fine. It's, Did you miss the battle? Nah, man. It's at 103. It's coming up, man. So we went from 300 down to 100. So we're getting ready to hire some people in for that big raider battle coming in. So I'm just trying to get enough extra things. So we got tons of food, tons of fuel, and then you're fine. It's all right. ADHD happens. All right, but do we have iron now? Hopefully we have iron. Stone tools. What's in our warehouse? Do we have any iron? Does it say iron? Construction, food, fuel, wheat, crafting materials. There we go. Iron slab. Nope. We need just raw iron. What do we have? Iron ore, 42. Yeah, all right. We have enough to make a bloomery then. Nice. So we can afford to make our bloomery. Oh, somehow we're actually out of beams for once in our lives. Logging camp. Oh, we had 10 of them sitting right there. We just need someone to move them. Cute. What do you need to make steel? So to make steel, you got to have the iron. You have to get the iron from the location right there. And then you have to have a bloomery, right, which this is right here. And then steel is you melt iron and you sort of do it to it becomes an iron bar. And then when you make it steel, you take it and you put it over charcoal and you beat and pound over top of a charcoal fire. And it's actually the act of beating and pounding it over top of a charcoal fire at a certain temperature that binds the necessary sort of like charcoal and stuff into it to make it steel. So iron is just like refined steel done in a certain way at a certain temperature to get the carbon atoms trapped inside. So it's funny, we think of like the Iron Age, but like they had steel in the Iron Age occasionally. Like, you know, someone would, you know, figure out how to pattern and make something. And when we think of patterned blades, like when you think of what they call, it's called Wooten. I cannot think of the actual name for patterned steel. Damascus steel, right? Where you see the bright and the dark steels kind of looping over top of each other. It's actually not very good steel, is the irony. It's not pure. So there's a weaker, crappier iron steel and a good iron steel, and they're been kind of overlaying them over top of each other to make a decent one, right? So it was sort of a workaround method people used throughout the Viking Age to get themselves good steels. They had crap and then good, and then kind of weave it over top of each other. It made this really cool sort of dragon's breath pattern. But by the Middle Renaissance, well, by the High Middle Ages, they started figuring out how to make good, proper bloomeries, which is what he's building right here. And from there, sort of actually make decent, what they call blast furnace steel that's consistently of high quality. Forget where you need in a storage room somewhere else. Man, that's true even today. Like I go to like a restaurant occasionally, and they have a storage, the restaurants here, storage rooms over there, storage, they're constantly pinging around, and they're wasting so much time just trying to get to where they need to get their food and stuff. All right, gosh, there's so many people, and we're gonna move through that firewood even faster when the bloomery opens. So let's just keep them on it, man. I don't know what else to do there. Don't need anyone in the weaving workshop currently because we're not doing anything with it. Okay. Unassigned families needed. Generic storage is full. Yep, that's always full. I really wish it would stop. Work area is empty for the logging camp. Again. Jeez, okay. Man, you guys really pulled all the logs out of there, didn't you? Oh, look, hey, there's a bunch of logs you didn't pick up right there. Why? Okay. Just going to say, maybe go pick up what you... Steel folded 1,000 times. Yeah, the reason that Nippon steel is folded 1,000 times in Japan is Japan has really crap quality iron. And so it was a way for them to try and make that iron less crap. It's one of those sort of ironies that people think of like katanas being these beautifully immaculate super weapons, when in reality, the reason they're folded 1,000 times is it's shit iron that they had to turn into something that wasn't. The best way of describing a katana is a 3.5 foot long razor blade, right? If you hit it from the side, like if a broadsword caught it from the side, it will demolish that thing. So that's why they don't fight that way with them. You see kendo, it's it's these slicing methods, it's deflections, it's not trying to stop the blade. Europe had the advantage of very good resources, which Japan did not have. I mean, it's the same reason that when you look at Japanese armor, there's not a lot of steel armor. We got some steel helmets later on, but it's much rarer. Instead, you get things like lacquered armor, which is, leather with, layers of resin and stuff on top of it to make it like stiff as a board. You get leather armor and things like that because that's the resources they have. And so you build with what you have. And so your culture sort of develops around that. And obviously the katana, again, was very good at cutting through these braided cords and things like that. So again, it was a big advantage to do that. Crappy iron. Yep. But they made it work, man. Made some beautiful art with it, too. And some very deadly weapons. Okay. I should probably build some houses for families, but to do that, I need more timber. And to do that, I need the logging camp to start doing what you need to. We'll pull you off. Do I have 2 people on the... Let's see. It's winter time now, so the berry patch, yes, is not being used because no one's using it. Oh, we're at an herb garden to the forager's hut. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. So that'll make it so that you can do medicine and things, I think. That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could upgrade that one. That was pretty neat. All right, any other upgrades like that around here? That'd be really cool. So this one, add a large granary. So increases the pantry to 2,500. Hasn't really come up. Our storage is almost full, though, so we probably do need to increase that pretty soon. So we need 5 logs. The number of times we need logs. Logs. It was still good steel. Oh, yeah. Don't be mistaken. Like, it took it from crappy to good, but, like, just not great. Like, that's the advantage of doing that method. They turn it into something good. Yeah, humans are very ingenious like that. I mean, if there's a problem, they will make it work. I love watching the snow form on the ground as December rolls in. It's procedural, so watch this. It'll slowly just fill in. I love that. It's so cool. And, and the thing is, like, this is one of those weird tests you can do if a game, is really thinking about what's happening here. Because if you notice in Skyrim, right, there should not be snow underneath eaves, right? So the eaves of the house would stop the snow from hitting the ground. So you check to see if the snow accumulates on everything. So like right here, the beams, this is not counting as a collider, so the snow accumulates there. But you sort of look to see if he's thinking about, does the snow accumulate on place or does it accumulate on all flat surfaces? So right here, it's sort of half and half. But like underneath this hut, let's see, we'll peek in there, right? So he has it where, at least when you look inside for most of it, no snow under there. It's so cool. What'd you steal? Oh man, stupid bandits. Where are the bandits at? Because I don't know what that is, but it looks like something I did not want something to steal. Two extremes on discourse of Japanese steel. One side saying it's the best, the other side it's trash iron. Well, it's the same. Let's just talk about earlier. You have 2 different people looking at history. You have 2 different interpretations of it, right? And I think it starts off as bad steel, and they try and turn it into something good. Does that make sense? Like it's both simultaneously, and just like any era, people make. There's somebody making good stuff, and there's somebody making crappy knockoffs at the same time. But yeah, that's one of the more interesting aspects of history. Is you can have 2 people with requirements not met. The Burgage plot causes a loss of this Burgage plot causes a loss of approval. Check the building panels for details. You cause a loss of approval. Why? Tavern supply and church level. Okay. Build a tavern, upgrade my church. Yeah, both those are realistic. We just need a lot of... What is that? I don't know what that is. That thing there. Dye? Nope. It's like a orangey circle do thing. Half moon. So like a tile? I wonder if it's tiles. I could see it being tiles. Apples. Roof tiles. Yep, I was right. Roof tiles. So we probably have to have someone to make roof tiles to be able to do that. So we have to make up that manufacturing right there. Okay, so it's winter now. Most of the stuff happening is that people are, my wild animals are hunted out again, so I can take you out. And my berry patch, you have a stall, so you're good. My logging camp, I want 1 person free to actually build my manor. Come on, man. You can do this. Build my manor. High priority. Very high priority. Build my manor. Come on. That's right, everyone. Stop what you are doing and do what I want. Yep. Obsidian is so sharp. That's one of the first things we learned in archaeology class, is that obsidian blades, the black volcanic glass, when you nap it, fractures on an atomic level. And so the edge is 1 micron thick. So that is as sharp as it can get. And like the best surgical steel is still, I think, like 6 microns. And so they'll still use it. They use it today, even now, for things like eye surgeries. Though not in the United States. It's not allowed. Obsidian blades are not allowed in the United States. They're allowed in basically every other country, but who knows why. I'm sure there's some sort of like basically it's like an underlying quality control method, things like that. They can't ensure that it's like pure and not going to flake or dust off on your eyes and stuff like that, but that's Obsidian. And it's also why people gave a lot of the New World a hard time, especially like, oh man, the Spanish came in, they just showed them what for. They didn't have steel or anything else because they didn't have to have steel. It was very resource rich, easy to access food, lots of flaking technology with obsidian blades. Like, you don't need to have a steel blade or a bronze blade if you have ready-made stuff like that all over the place, which is what they had. Do I have any? Do I still not have any? Yeah, 3 timber. There it goes. I need to upgrade that storehouse for because it's going to keep filling up, I suspect. So storehouse 5. All right, so good. Yeah, you don't need to get all your extra stuff if you can just reach out the door and you're good to go. All right, so we have 10 timber right here. So what's the problem? Are we full? That's the problem? Okay, this is about to be, I don't know how to fix this. Because we can't get any more. No, we can. We can. We can. We just have to have them hold it here, right? Because it says timber, right? And this guy needs 5 timber, but it says there is timber. Does it not count as timber unless it's in the warehouse sort of thing? So is there a way to clear out the warehouse? Iron or firewood? I don't even know. That's a weird one because it should be that it automatically sort of... Oh, bloomery and a smithy. Okay, that'll be fun. Iron slabs, crafts, tools, must be refueled, must be refueled. Okay, so let's do these right across the street from each other because I think it's kind of funny. All right, 2 logs, 2 logs. That's interesting right there. Low audio volume. You mean for me or for the game? Shouldn't be, but I'll check. Let's see. Low audio volume. Come on. There we go. Low audio volume. No, I'm right at the red, man. Where you're supposed to be. Any higher than that, you're going to clip. Yeah, I don't know. That's, so the beams are sitting here, and I want to take them over there, and it looks like they took 7 out. Okay, maybe they're moving them over now. Okay, maybe that worked. So I want to expand our storehouse, but the storehouse is full. Can I log piece moving? I wonder if there's a way of, like, moving stuff to a different storehouse? Oh, that's how, yeah, man. Pay your taxes, peasants, you dirty, filthy scoundrel. Come over here and grease my palms with a little bit of that coinage. I like some chicken eggs when no one's looking. Yes, look at it come together. Beautiful. This is a place. Look at that. Peasant steps out here, shoots someone in the face with a bow. That's how you know it's going to be good. It's actually put together. Not yet. Nope, it's still going together. All right. February. Oppress me some. Oppress me more. Yes. Oh, no. Ah! We're 0. Raiders are near. Prepare for the attack. Ah, crap. Hold on. Where are they? It says raiders are near. Prepare for the attack. Raiders near. All right. Okay, so let's see if we can get our... So we're waiting to the last possible second here to hire our mercenaries. We'll do some here. So we got the Battle Brothers. We got the... Okay, treasury insufficient. What? No! I have town treasury. That counts. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. This is going to suck. I was like, I have town treasury. It's still the people's money. It's just regional wealth. It's just not my wealth. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I love when your plan completely falls apart in a game like this. I mean, it's just like, wow. If you're having volume issues, this sounds like a really weird suggestion. I constantly have to go to my volume mixer and turn up either Firefox or Chrome because Windows 11 randomly decides to turn down whatever the window is I'm watching versus the actual volume for the entire system. All right, man. Okay, where are the Raiders? Come on. Where are you guys at? I want to see how bad this is going to be because it's about to be bad. I can tell. This is going to suck. Oh, man. Enemy unit has been spotted. How many? Where are they coming from? Oh, gosh. Okay, they're coming from a little bit away. Okay, 18. Okay, 36. Okay. We might be able to survive this. Probably not. I don't know. We'll try. Don't have any gambesons. We do have some basic spear stuff. In the meantime, I mean, keep constructing the manor. Like, this is the only thing that's going to save us right now is the manor. Guys, you've got to get the manor done. There's enough space for all of you. Enough space for 20 people. For the love of Pete, work on it. Like, if I unassign you guys somewhere else, will you work on it harder? Come on, do it. Like, unassign. He's going to pull everybody off everything. Yes, I know they're available. I cannot hire them, apparently, because regional wealth is not the same thing as actual wealth. Okay, come on. Spear militia. That's all I got is 13 spears. Sorry. Oh, gosh. This sucks. Like, why would that not be the same thing? All right. Great. I can tax people now. La-di-da. Didn't I ask for a fence? Where's my fence at, boys? Okay, full reserves, people, taxes. Where's my fence? Where's my fence? I know I built a fence. Oh gosh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck so hard. Okay. People, taxes. How do I ring it so that people are coming to me? Requires refueling. What requires refueling? Castle planner. Open the castle planner. Right, I built a fence. Is that a gap in the fence? That's not going to work, folks. Okay, let's try this again. Yep. Okay, that didn't work. All right, that's fine. All right, we're gonna back it up just a little. Try to make it a square, I guess, because circles are going to be a little complicated. All right, that's fine. Nope, you really, really, really don't like that, do you? Okay, this is getting a little silly. Whatever, that's fine. I mean, I told it to build a fence earlier, and now I think we're going to be screwed because it did not build my fence. Did it? Oh my gosh, did it do it again? Do I have to commit to it? Is that what it is? Like, I have to build it and then click. No, I already committed. It's right there. It's like, hey, this thing should exist. We're low on logs again. Make the bandits pay the taxes. I love it as a concept. It'd be great if that was a thing you could do. All right, man. All right, boys. Guess what? I think you're going to have to... Oh, we can do retinue and stuff. That's nice. All right. Where can I... What's going on? Why can I not rally? Pick a rallying spot or mobilize for combat. Rally. Oh, got to be, I guess, like... All right, rally. Okay. Because those bandits are coming. Loot body armor for recycling. Yeah, I know, right? That'd be freaking amazing. All right, here they come. It's going to suck so hard. Yeah, it's another one of those things. It's like they had weapons. They had body armor. Actual people looted the heck out of everybody on battlefields. Like, at the end of it, they just picked everybody clean. So, definitely a case of... Let's see, I'm doing this. Like, do people know to automatically run to here if things go wrong? Do I have to sound the bell to get them to come out? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. All right, here we go. Okay, we got a retinue with some nice helmets right there. Nothing too fancy. All right, and I wish you could play as your lord and like get your lord to get in there. we're gonna, I guess, go in there. You know what? I got an idea. We're gonna use our peasants as bait, and then we're gonna have our retinue come right over here, and then, yep, and then we're gonna charge them from behind with our retinue. We're gonna use some strategy. We're gonna use some tactics. We're gonna use bait. Because I assume they're going to get overwhelmed pretty quick otherwise. All right, let's see how this works. You there. Go join them. No? All right, fine. Yeah, I wish you could walk up and smack people as that guy. That'd be awesome. All right, let's see. Where'd they go? Should be right over here somewhere. In the woods somewhere. Come on, boys. Noble tactics with peasant fodder. Yep, it's important to know who's expendable in this scenario. There they are. Ah! Okay. Okay, yep, here we go. Okay, can I queue it up? Nope, can't queue it up. All right, so we're just gonna, if you hold shift and then right click in games like Total War, you can queue up the next attack, next waypoint. So I was thinking I can click here and then go back. I like that guy's like, nope. Nope, I was gonna go trade and I was mistaken and I ran off. Okay, and here we go. Flanked, flanked, flanked. Come on, ready, and into the behinds. Yes. There we go. We got some guys in here with nice armor. This should be make fast work of them. You know what? Let's let these guys give ground or something. They don't need to stand here and just get beat up. Push forward, missile alerts, give ground, push them backward, luring the enemy to follow. So we don't really need to do that right now, though. It's not really necessary. They're not going to lead them anywhere. And you guys don't really need to push either. I just need you to kill faster. Yeah, I want my dude on his horse to come over here. Actually, how far away is he? Can I? Oh, you're right here. Awesome. Get in here, pal. Come on. Yes. Come on, boys. Fight harder. You. I'm clicking the attack button so hard. I'm like, punch, punch, do anything. I wonder if I can disrupt their formations or, like, cause anything to happen. Nope, just clips right through them. Come on, man. Anything here. Help me out, guys. You got this, man. I believe in you. That's right. Use that bill hook right there. That's not a hook. That's just a basic halberd. Pole arm. Oh, come on. One smack to the face. That's just a leery peep. That is cloth. Get him in the face with it one time. Yes! What? I should have whaled that sucker. If you ever want to look up what happens when a noble retinue fights peasants, look up the Battle of Visby. V-I-S-B-Y. Yeah, basically, like, 50 years, like a very low number of household troops that are very well equipped fought a large number, like 300 or so peasants, and just massacred them. Man, like, there are so many bodies, they just put them in a mass pit, which is why we have all the information about that battle. But yeah, these guys should be cutting through them. Why are you not cutting through them? Come on. He's not blocking, and you just stabbed him in the back of the head. Come on, man. Do it. I think we're losing badly. Yeah, my peasants are definitely dying, because I think those are my guys right there in the with the blue shields. And then these guys right here are all attacking the same guy. Okay, that's not really useful, folks. So there's still 4 of you. Can you come over here and maybe, you know... Yeah, come over here and maybe help out over that way a little bit. Create new units. Hire a mercenary. Can we still not hire a... That's one I disagree with. The regional wealth versus the whatever. Like, it's my wealth. Let me spend it. I don't know how this is going to go. Like, I really don't know. Like, obviously, my peasants are just, like, they're dead. That's not going to happen. So, my village has now been reduced by 1/4 of its capacity. I wonder if they got bored in the middle of slaughtering peasants. How actual medieval battles were fought is a whole thing about... Damn it. No. Okay. All right. So, well, they're running off now. That's good. We're going to find out what this does. So, Is that it? Do they just like, do they muck off now? Like, what happens? Okay. Yep, you guys just, equipment is missing, recruits are missing. Okay, I guess that's it. They just attacked me and left. That'd be awesome. I feel like they're going to reappear in a very short amount of time and, like, just, like, ravage this countryside. All right, I just want to see if everybody kind of gets into this village right here to, good, man. Good, hello. Hello over there. Because, we built this thing specifically to protect everyone, but, like, I can't click a summon button. This is one of those things, again, early access, right? It's like, huh, enemy's been spotted. Yep, here they come. Oh, no. They're running away. Did we beat them so badly they're choosing an easier target in the future? Did we discourage them? Apparently, we're going to call this a victory, folks. I mean, I would call that a calculated victory. Our objective was to defend the town. We did so. All of our militia died and all of our, retinue died, but that's cool. It's cool. They didn't burn down the town. I mean, hey, that's a win. We can call that a win. All right. So this is Manor Lords, comes out in 2 days on early access. We still don't know the price of it, by the way, which is the last thing I was going to talk about because, they actually released a statement about it. Pretty much saying a price in US dollars isn't necessarily true for the entire world, which I get. And also, by announcing a price, it encourages gray market keys, and that is a very true thing. And gray market keys are people sell you a key with the intention that they'll buy it from somewhere else in the world and try and resell it to you. And it's a very skeezy, scummy practice that really cuts into the total profits for the games and stuff like that. So there's ways of getting it on cheap on things like Fanatical. There's official key outlets you can use, but anytime they can fight that, they want to. But anywhere, everyone's saying basically anywhere from $30 to $40. I personally expect it'll come in at 40, possibly 30, 35 at start because it's early access, 40 by the time of release. They got a lot to still do with it. Obviously a lot to come in. We got cavalry to add. I would like to see the regional wealth thing change a little bit. I mean, different variations on stuff, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous game. Very building heavy. So you're building stuff and getting the fights to happen. And those fights you just saw a second ago. And that's it. Yeah, I mean, that's a sacrifice I was willing to make. Yeah, 70, probably like 150 Aussie dollars. God, man. The dollary do does not do well when it comes to Steam games, which I find hilarious because it's like, it's a digital product. It should not be that different, but for some reason it is. But anywho, so that's stream. That's Manor Lords. We're going to call this Bandit crushing a tactical victory and call it a day. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stream. This is Manor Lords, and thanks to Hooded Horse for sending a copy of it over to me. I really wish him the best, and I really hope this game's going to do well, because I'm certainly going to keep playing it. But thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, tell me, and I'll see about playing with more with you guys sometime.